How's it going, guys? Welcome back. Last time we left off, we have just made it to the second half of the Stolen Turnabouts. Hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Beep boop, beep boop. I am a living being. Yes, it has been a week, as per the usual. Oh yeah, sorry for the late stream. The reason why I was like that was because I was making a... Today's short had to do with a certain final Hollow Knight boss, and I really wanted to put some extra effort into making it look good. So, hopefully that short pops off, because I'm really proud of it. Also, we now have the introduction of chat to a certain new thing that I've been working on, that being TTS. Yes, TTS is now a thing. So, essentially, any of you guys can redeem your channel points, and in return, you can have your message read out loud on stream. It has all the same, things that you would see in a normal Twitch chat. So, don't get too ahead of yourselves. If you guys get too annoying with it, I'll have to shoot the TTS in Minecraft, as they say. Alright. I think now we can get into it here.
Guy says I'm gonna touch you, stick attorney.
And there you go. How dare you, Rupee? Does bro even know how to say your name? Huh. Alright. Well. Last time we left off... Hold on, let's recap. Godot has just tricked us. Oh. Okay. Oh, I should say one thing. One thing, this is very important. The TTS is limited to one TTS message a minute across all of chat. So, that is to prevent spam. Alright. I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again. Well, supposedly, Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose! I don't buy it! But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself. At least, from what I can understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. We're so good. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB security murder? I think I'm going to head back to Korean Village for a little while, if that's alright. Sure, but why? I'm going to bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she's forgot there's a murder to solve. Sacred urn given to Pearls. Now remember, no fighting, okay? Hooray. She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. Dun dun dun. Okay. We need to go to the... Oh, I thought we would have had...
_gaming_ says stick dance.
Oh, thank you, Dachi. Okay, what to do? Isn't obvious? Investigate the murder. We need to find out exactly where KB security is located. Mr. Delight. Okay. Got it. Motorcycle time. Okay. Delight. October 13, mask hideout. Oh, Nicky boy! Maya! Miss Delight. All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Well, her insecure little husband just got arrested for accusations of murder. I think this is as much of a calm response as she could expect. Okay. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit, he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard to imagine him snapping and screaming, "Please die!" He would never say that. Anyway, Miss Delight, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him. Miss Delight, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief. Ha! The very idea. I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple. Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was a love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you? I hate these kind of people more than anything. You mean ace detectives? No, I'm fine with ace detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves? No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, why did you go to Detective Atmey's office anyway? Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try to find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes, obviously the real Mask to Mask is not my Ronnie, right? Yeah. And Detective Atmey knew more about Mask to Mask than anyone else. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV. So then, you went there to ask him some questions? That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said, the ace detective isn't in right now. But I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else. Miss Delight, do you know about KB Security? Don't be silly. Of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there, huh? And yet, according to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. So he is keeping secrets. Looks like Miss Delight doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit, I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No, I'll pass. Thanks. Well, why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? Haha, what a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Miss Delight told us the location of KB Security. Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick. Well, hold on. So was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in the corner, so I fought back. Robbers? Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly! I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their face. Please stop it! He screamed. I could see the robber's face turn pale. That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. That guy is wearing a plastic bag on his head. He's like SpongeBob trying to rob someone. I don't think he knows what he's doing. All by himself. He came to save me. A total stranger. All by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Yes, he may not look it, but it's a tough situation. There's no one better. But in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. We literally have an entire... What? With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in a not-so-distant future. We literally already did that, Maya. You were already a hostage. Okay. Now we can go to the CEO's office. What waits in... What the f... Look at this security. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh? What is this? Like a Gundam room? Is this where you control mechs? And the wall in here looks thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office. I mean, thick doesn't even begin to cover this. This looks like the kind of sci-fi room that you would see, like, in Aliens. What has that got to do with anything? Or Evangelion? Hey! Oh, wait, no. I almost gave him the nerd voice. Hey, it's you guys. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh? Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools of us. Yeah, I feel for you. Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, ow, that was great. You guys got what you deserved, pal. Ho 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 ho. Or something to that effect. Do I really sound like that to you, pal? If the gumshoe fits... well, anyway. The point is, I can tell when someone puts their hearts into their job, and I can sympathize with when things don't go your way. Sometimes, I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. Now, if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating. Okay. Let's go through and ask Gumshoe some questions, and we can start actually examining. I can already see that there's a body in the back that I guess was in the safe? I don't know. Alright, let's start. Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder. Okay, but the thing is, I'm really not supposed to. You're always not supposed to tell us stuff, Gumshoe, come on. Hey, come on, how about we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, and we need help. Okay, I'll tell you, just don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. Oh god, Maya's also saying pal now, too. The infection has spread. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. Kane Bullard. I'm trying to think of what the name pun is here. That name seems too normal. Kane Bullard. Kane Bullard? No, saying it quickly doesn't create a new word. Kane Bullard. Kane Bullard. No, I'm reading it backwards, doesn't change it. Yeah, I don't know, this seems like a non-pun name. Oh, never mind. It's just KB Security, Kane Bullard. I get it. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning of October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, probably an object in this room. It happened at exactly the same time that Mask the Mask was sealing the urn, huh? Okay. Cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. Okay. So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body? There's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside that safe. Safe? Well, it is pretty big. Nobody has heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came. Oh, so the body fell out. A white string must be the shape from when he fell out. I think we still need some more information about Mr. Bullard. Maybe you could start by getting the man's name right? It's not Bullard, it's Bullard. Detective at me. So, what happened to Mask the Mask? He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Estimate me again, he keeps yelling. Ah, no, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective at me? Ho 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 ho. Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved. Ho 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 ho. Now that's the detective I know and love. Think about it. Atme was always around when a calling card showed up, but he always mysteriously disappeared when the heists took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Heh, yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I've ever heard. That's how you just knew he was the thief. That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just didn't make himself look like a great detective. That's all. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tear of Emanon case. There was a witness on that one. A witness? Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it. What? The gem and the thief. Hey, this guard here. Oh. So he saw... Also, why is he mewing? Like, dang. Alright. Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it... I need to refresh myself on the names. Our client is yeah, that's Mr. Delight. Newspaper clipping added to the court record. Yeah, that's Delight in the back. Prosecutor Cadeau. Oh, that prosecutor. I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight. Yeah, I think he did that way just because he knew it'd hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So who is that Java addict, mask maniac? Oh wait, who is that Java addicted mask maniac anyway? Man, Prosecutor Godot? He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. I need to stop like slurring words. I'm gonna slap myself in the face, wake up, take a sip of water, clear my throat. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere. That's right. He said this was his first case as a prosecutor. And it's true, according to the records anyway. But, no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court. A maverick that gave me goosebumps. Goosebumps? You? Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way. Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular. No, that's not what I meant. That Godot guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Okay. Let's present... This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated him. I was sure I was going to get him, so I was careless and lost the info on the witness. By witness, do you mean the guard in this photo? Yeah, he and the detective worked together to try... Oh. So he worked with him? But he got away anyway, huh? That guard. I got the weird feeling that I've seen him around lately. Okay. Anything about the autopsy? Sorry. Okay. Hey, Nick, if you have something to say, just come out and say it. Nothing. Yeah, okay, let's just look on the ground here. Gather some clues. Starting with this. This rope. You think it fell out of the safe when it was opened? I don't think so. So you mean... Yeah, I think the string shows up where and how the corpse was lying. You mean... The victim... He was killed by being crushed by the safe door? What? She can't be serious, can she? Okay. Ew, think about it. The dead guy was laying here all night. Yeah, oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none. Well, somebody opened the safe on the night of the crime, right? Yeah, and so? Well, Mr. Bullard's body was hidden in there. It must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right? Yeah, I guess so. Ho 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 ho. I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready? Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open the safe, pal. Yeah, and? Everyone that knows how to open the safe had airtight alibis. I checked. Everyone except one, that is. I'm almost afraid to ask. Former security chief, Ron Delight. What? Ron Delight? He was a security chief? Ron, so he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal. Okay. Wow, look at that huge frame photo. Tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky. There's a title written on the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise? Either this guy didn't get out enough, or he had really rotten luck with the weather. Maybe if he had lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days. Man, trash talk. Okay, what's this? Oh, there's a button here. Let's see. Ah! Maya! Hey, cut it out! Don't press that! Hahaha, that was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says right there on the panel. Oops, you're right. It was written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first? This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Oh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer? Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there, but they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know. I think we'd better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. Okay, I'll do that in a bit. Is there anything else, like the desk? This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought. Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out, just for a second. Oh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey, you, whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. Ah, this is the life. The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know. Eek! Okay. Brutally. These look like some kind of bookshelf / rolling cap. Oh, I've seen these before in university libraries. It's the bookshelf rolling cabinet. Those things were always weird to me, but they're interesting. I can't get in between these two shelves. Don't strain yourself trying. It looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel. So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh? Looks like they're filled with a bunch of files. Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs they were hired to handle. It'd be a good night's reading, if you've got insomnia. I was hoping for something a little bit more exciting, like UFOs or something. Okay. I think that was everything. Except this. Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly backbreaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah! What did you find out, Nick? This file. It's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Mask the Mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods in the crime scenes. Hey, Nick, look at the last page. It's a list. Let's see. Tears of Emina, 100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Mask the Mask stole. So then, 100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list. Okay. What does it say? Okay, 100,000 crown of my... Okay. Interesting. Okay, let's go... Oh wait, I could present this to him. So about this. Huh? What's that? Hey, wait a minute, Maya. What's wrong? We copied that data without permission. Don't show it to him. He might get mad at us. So? What are you two whispering about? Oh, it's nothing. It's just my billfold. Billfold? It's a pretty big... What? What is a billfold? Now I really want you to show it to me. Okay. Old bag jump scare. Oh. Wait a second, is this Larry's room? Yeah, that's his coat back there. Whoa. Hold on, is he hanging his coat on like an emergency lever? Wow. This is really something else. For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure. The KB security guard. Uh-oh, I just remembered. Larry might be... Hey, Nick! What's up? Ugh, so he is here. Yo! How's it hanging, dude? And you got my sweet little Maya with you, too. Hi, Larry. Here I was, working my fingers to the bone. And in walks an angel. I've got no problems with a daytime date. It's all good. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case. Huh? Oh yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? He's so hopelessly clueless. Well, if it's about the murder case, boy have I got some good info for you. Really? What is it? Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya. But Nick here is a different story. But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies. That was then and this is now. Oh, come on, Larry. Work with me. So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away information for free. I'm gonna move my mic a little bit further from my mouth here, so I can shout without bursting the mic. He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest? Can you talk to him, Maya? Larry, tell us already. What's the good info? Hey, I like that. This kitten has got some claws. Okay, you really want to know? Yes, so tell me. Okay, so the thing is, Ron DeLight was an employee here. And naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me? Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on. Well, 1 year ago, Ron DeLight was fired. And there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful. I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that. Like maybe skipping out of work to go pick up some hot chicks or something. No, that's just you. So what is it like being a part-time security guard? Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me, I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors, all the time. Monitors? There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out. Oh. And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams. What teams? The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling them. So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you? Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment, and I'm dumb. Even if it is part-time and you are dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Hey, give me a break. Don't try to pin the whole thing on me. That's not fair, Nick. Huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility. Anyway, the point is, you were here that night, right? Lying? Larry. How could you? Oh no, I knew something smelled bad, and it was the butts after all. Well, it's like I always say. That was then and this is now, okay? It looks like I'm going to have to break his psyche locks after all. Okay. Okay. Is there anything worth presenting? Actually, let's just see what this is. The night of the crime. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Huh? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been? But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Miss Delight? But that was that, and this is this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night to... Never. I didn't sneak out. I tell you what, I'll even bet you $1. $1? Wow, now that's confidence. What's with that drenched in the rain puppy look on your face? Do you have evidence I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? The evidence that Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened is... Hmm. Oh. Oh wait, no. That's not KB security camera. Okay. That's a different one. I don't have anything. Yeah. Let's look around this room. Something is written on this poster in fine print. The guard's 5 commandments. Wow, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. 1. Obey thy superior. 2. Respect thy superior. 3. Smile at thy superior. 4. Salute thy superior. 5. Buy donuts for thy superior upon command. It's signed, Wendy Old... Fah! I knew it. Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor. The moment they mentioned security, I knew. She's just around the corner, waiting. She's one tough old bird, let me tell you. Cross her and you come face to face with a real, genuine ray gun. Yeah, sounds scary, alright. Well, fortunately, she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. That's amazing. Okay, what's this? Hey, Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it? That's right. Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever? Yeah, sure. I was told to never ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got it, Greenhorn? So why hang your jacket on such an important lever? Because it got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulls the lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what'll happen? Huh? It's true. It's killing me too. What about you, Nick? Yeah, but for a different reason. Okay. Those screens there show what's going on all over the building, everywhere. And it's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them. I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you. Can you watch regular TV on these too? If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry. Hey, Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on this. And how do you know that, Larry? Because he tried. Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. Uh-oh. I know what you're thinking. It was a professional investigation, alright? Okay. What's this? Tea? That's my partner's seat. Your partner? Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old lady. There's tea spilled over that machine, you know. Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. It still works fine, more or less. They really know how to build them, I guess. Okay, so Oldbag works here, but she's gone, so hooray. Thank goodness. Okay. Wow, take a look at these things here. Hey, Larry, what are they? Did you say, Hey, man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something. Oh, boy. Wait a minute, is that Pokemon in the top left here? Yeah, might be. How did this guy get a job here anyways? Also, man, there's like no evidence. Oh. That's my workstation. Pretty cool, huh? I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicating. Okay, it must be hard to operate. No biggie. I think there's an instruction manual somewhere in this room. Somewhere? Instruction manual? What are you going to do in an emergency? Well, I guess I'd start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During that time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what us security professionals call teamwork. Even Maya and Pearls could run this place better. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? What? Oh, smells like Old Bag? Examine everything with even a whiff of Old Bag on it? What the fuck? I got an achievement for this? Examine every whiff that has old bag on it. I just got teased. This was just the old bag room. The game tricked me. I thought there was evidence here. No. How could they do this to me? Okay. Adam, do you miss old bag? No, I don't. I don't. I swear. Okay. Did I miss? Oh, wait. I know. I need to present. Okay. Never mind. Why are you looking? No, I'm looking through her stuff for investigative reasons. Nothing else. Okay. Damn it. Larry, do you have nothing to add? I don't even know what evidence I would have to get him out of here. This year, I think I might have something. My only guess would be, okay, how do we know that he wasn't manning the station? This. Wait, no. I mean, I'm thinking maybe the CEO office buzzer. If not that, I'm just gonna load the save. Unless it's like a person that I could present. Oh! Picked up Ron Delight's wallet while working on the night of the crime. Yeah, you weren't in the room. Hold on. No. I did not mean to back out. Yeah, you weren't in the room. Because you were finding the wallet. There we go. Where is it? This wallet. You know about this, right? I've never seen it before. Liar! You hand-delivered this wallet to Miss Delight just yesterday. Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens. Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time was it when you found this wallet? I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of our company building. 1 o'clock. In the morning? That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office. Ah! Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about. What's that? My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then. What do you mean by that? If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Why do I have the feeling that he still doesn't get the seriousness of this? Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO after 10 p.m. during your shift. Yes, because of the, logs. Where is it? Where is it? Wait, where is it? Yeah. What? Oh, come on. Okay. Snuck into it after 10 p.m. during your shift. I thought I had some log on the card. Oh, here we go. Larry, when you use this key card, does it leave a record? Yeah, it does, but I can't show the record to just anyone you know. That key card data was already made public in the trial today. What? I didn't know that. Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me. Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyways, according to the data, the door to the CEO office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder. No way! Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift. Oh. Larry, you can't duck your responsibilities this time. Yeah, no. Like, Larry, why are you lying to me, dude? Oh, I knew it. It was all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault. Larry, there was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man. What happened that night anyway? My Donna happened. Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said, I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to her. Who was her new boyfriend. It was like some horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally, I'm the one that does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya? Yeah. So is that why you left the security guard office? Wow, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. How could I ever make up for it, Nick? What can I do? What? Did he just... He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh boy. Nick! Is there anything I could do? Anything? Just name it. I'll do whatever I have to make it up for it. I swear I will. Larry. Hey, Nick. As long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we've got? She's right. Maybe we'll get at least one bit of useful information from him. Nick. Okay. Let's start with this. Okay, he knows something about that. How about the buzzer? The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right? That's right! Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. Huh? Oh, go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue, like the professional guard I am. Wow, that was pretty good. Heh, thanks. I tried. Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now? Yes, please. Please tell us. Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed. Okay. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it would be a good idea to, adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Okay. Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did, and I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. Do you think you could take just one more look for me? Pretty please? Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya. Freak guy. What do you think, Nick? He's probably right. I don't think even Larry could make a mistake like that. No, that was your problem. Assuming Larry can't make a mistake. What is it? What's wrong? I made a mistake. Huh? But how? It can't be. It's impossible. Okay, enough already. What about the records? That night, it went off just once. In the morning, around 1 a.m. Wow, Larry. That's when the murder happened. Larry, what the fuck? Now it's actually your fault someone died. Really? Are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be. The CEO pressed his own buzzer. And nothing happened. Went off once at 1:02 a.m. Why 1:02? Okay. So Larry. Okay. How about... I already presented the buzzer. Is that all I can get out of you? Oh, maybe I could present this to Gumshoe. Because before he said there was nothing. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here. Huh. Okay. Oh, maybe I could present this guy. Tell us more about Shane Bullard. Bluebard? That's Shane Bullard, not Shane Bluebard. Oh yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now. Okay, Nick. Now's our chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask. Oh, okay. That was actually something. Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway? Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of work. Oh, and? And I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber. Really? Me too, I just love money. I can't ever get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. Let me go already. Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Ooh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah. Oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Mask the Mask. What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh? Okay. So Bullard was blackmailing Ron Delight. But why? Okay, do you know anything about, Larry? Okay. Keep hair away from gums. How about him? The guy is a real puzzle, if you ask me. Then maybe I should be asking you. Do you know something about him? Well, Gumshoe, my current running theory is that this guy's the police commissioner from the first Phoenix Wright game. Either that or his son, because the hair and the skin color both perfectly match him. Even the facial hair. Damon Gantz was his name. My theory is that he's related to him in some way, or is him. Why would I know something? Well, it sure sounded like you two knew each other from the way you acted today. It's Mr. Godot that acts like he knows Nick, not the other way around. Exactly. You'd think I'd remember someone like him. I still say the whole thing's a bit suspect. Okay. Anyways, let's go to Larry. Present the CEO. The CEO of our company. He was a pretty good guy. Huh? Really? Yeah, you bet. You know how I'm not very good about working hard, right? Yeah, I kinda noticed. Well, guess what the boss said to me about that? I don't expect much work from you, Larry. In return, just don't expect much pay. I see. I guess he had to follow some kind of dumb law about having security here in the building. So in order to pay the lowest wage possible, he went to the bottom of the barrel. To be honest, I really looked up to the boss. If I ever grow up to be a CEO, I want to be just like him. And don't worry, Nick. I promise I'll hire you for security. Okay. How about her? That Desi is one awesome lady, alright? It's been a long time since I felt this way. I think I'm really in love this time. A long time, huh? Yeah, well, except for what I feel for you, Maya. I don't think even he knows what he's saying anymore. Okay, let's go to the detention center, I guess. Actually, maybe I could present something to you. Do I have anything that would... Oh, wait, the picture that I got. Where is it? Was it this one? No, I got like a newspaper clipping. Yeah. Does this stand out to you? Excuse me, but would you... No. Okay. Can we go to the detention center? We can. I already told you it's not me. A sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence. Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now. Man, and we don't have enough time as is. Okay. Guard over there. Okay. Come back later. Hold on. Let's go right and co. Maya, what should we do? Okay. We Okay, so we still gotta do stuff with KB security. Maybe I need to investigate. Let's see. Is there anything in the hall here? No. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's brilliant. Alright. Woohoo! Okay. Whoa. Crawling cops. Okay. Gumshoe's nowhere to be seen. Okay. Well. Back over here then, I guess. This is a classic Phoenix Wright moment of getting lost. I think you need to explore a place you haven't explored in an investigation, but did in the first one. Well, I guess if that's the case, then the basement warehouse, probably. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright! Miss Andrews. What's she still doing around here for? So, how's it going? What about the secret urn? The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already. What do you mean? Oh, that. Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found? Yes. It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Mask the Mask's wife that found it. Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. Okay. I just heard all about it on the news. So the detective was actually the thief all along? It looks that way right now. It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring the Mask to guard the treasures. Don't blame yourself. You're just doing your job. Hey, Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was that you hired Detective Atme again? About 20 days ago. And when was it that Mask the Mask's calling card arrived? It was about 10 days ago. So he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard. I guess that's it then. Detective Atme must have really wanted the secret urn after all. I guess so. What? So Mask the Mask murdered someone as well? Well, that's how things look right now. Yes, but I thought that he was here sealing the urn at the time. Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything's possible. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atme? No, I couldn't have. After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him. He claims that's the way he always operates. That's just what he says so he can have an alibi when he commits the thefts himself. Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Mask the Mask pretty well. Okay. I'm so glad you got your secret urn back. Yes, but there's still something that bothers me about it. What is it? I'm not exactly sure. Somehow the urn that came back seems different. Really? It was blue. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Why would I? What? You're lying? Psyche locks? What do you think this means, Nick? It means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the sacred urn is our very own Miss Andrews. Hold on. Oh, okay. I thought the door might have been open. Alright. Alright, Missy. The secret urn. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the secret urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit. The urn that was submitted before the court today, it's obviously not the same urn as before. Well, that's true. Maybe it is the same. It could be a fake. Fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine? What? How would I have evidence for that? I don't even know why the urn is even a point anymore. I mean, this photo would be it, right? Because that's what he took. Yeah. Well, okay. Okay. Yeah, this is the first time the urn has even come up in discussion, so I don't know. Maybe I can present some stuff. Do you have any? I'm just gonna present stuff that I got from the office. You wouldn't have to know anything, would you? Okay. Okay. Maybe over here now? No. No. Feel like we've already gone through everything. Evidence about the urn. Well, okay. Let's use our brain here. Bonk bonk. Well, Maya, do you know any secret urn? Perfect. You must be relieved we got the secret urn back, huh? You bet. But there's something a little different about it. Me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn in the poster. But the urn we got back says Ami, like it always used to. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, that's the evidence. Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Miss Six's Ami name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Okay, so that's the evidence. Oh wait, Korean Village. So I guess people still go to Korean Village to do their training, right? Yup, if you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So why haven't you been there training lately? Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that. Channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're going to train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen. Is what happened last year still bothering you? That murder in her village had happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses a current technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. Yeah, but like, that's literally what she didn't actually do it though. She dreamed. We went over this. That murder. It wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. Okay. Also, I'm pretty sure I did present everything to Larry. I did this everything up to the autopsy report. But I think I have evidence, actually, for her. Hold on. The evidence would be the picture. This one. I don't know. Do we have, like, the actual urn itself as, like, a thing? No, but, okay. Let's try it. We don't lose much through doing this. Wow. Oh, come on. Okay, whatever. I guess Larry... What would Larry even have? I don't know. I thought I already went over everything, but maybe I missed something. Oh. Well, the only problem with all this reflecting is where's the time for love? Okay, wait, I guess this is new evidence. Frankly, I think reflecting is a bit overrated, you know? What are you going on about, Larry? Plus, do you honestly have any new info on the buzzer record? Huh? The record? No, nothing at all. This guy reflects about as much as a piece of black carpeting. Okay. Kane's list. The buzzer. Yeah, I think we already went through this, because he gave us new dialogue. Yeah, maybe that last one there triggered something. I don't know. There we go. Okay, I guess the problem was I didn't present that last bit of evidence. Ah! Mr. Wright! Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore! Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you? Oh, well, you see... On the same night, the sacred urn was stolen from the Lordly Taylor department store. A blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. You know what, Rillin? That is so true. Genuinely, the investigation is so annoying because they need to do all the specific stuff before certain things are logged. That is like one of the most. If I had to criticize the investigations, it's that. It's like the investigations don't feel like investigations, but just like you go in room, you talk to one specific person that suddenly spawns in a person somewhere else. You now need to go find them and make sure to present one specific thing that sometimes isn't very clear, by the way. Sometimes it could be like a random person, sometimes it's relevant, but then it's like, it's very old school game design of just like not letting the player know that what they did caused some change elsewhere. And the fact that, like, they have a tip system, but, like, with Maya, it's like, oh, you go back to the Wright and Co. offices. Some of the games fix this issue, but I'm realizing how much the first game struggles with this. Well, yeah, I would say the most amount of time I spent wasting is just trying to figure out where I need to go. It's a real tragedy as well, because I think it takes away from the main case when investigating such a hassle. In the Edgeworth game, it makes it very clear when you need to present something. Otherwise, you just investigate and talk. I feel like that's what it is. If we went to the Wright & Co. offices and Maya says, I feel like you have some evidence that you could present to somebody. That would be better than, we need to go to this office that has 3 different regions, 3 different people, each with different things. Okay. And then there's, okay, let me... And then that's where CEO Kane Bullard was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight, am I right? It literally just needs a hint system. So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it. Okay. Oh, now you're telling the truth. Okay. Mr. Delight, do you still insist you wear mask to mask? Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? That was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating. But listen, Mr. Light. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. I guess it's true. I wasn't one who sold that urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time. So then, the person dressed up as Mask the Mask in this photo, it's gotta be Detective Atme. So that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor, you went to KB Security, right? Yes, I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should. Alright, what happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the key card to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet. When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? Then suddenly, they bashed me over the head. Bam! Was it Kane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. So that's why you put it in the safe? Yes, that's right. Aw, you shouldn't have done that. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, and what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there, for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. So I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick, all of a sudden, Mr. Delight kind of sounds like sounds like the murderer to me. Please don't say that. Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago, you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you? I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please! Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Phew, thank goodness. No, but I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief. She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief. At least, that's what I thought anyway. So he became mask to mask for Desiree, huh? Okay. The buzzer went off just once around the time that Bullard was killed. Oh! That's scary. Do you know anything about that, Mr. Blight? Sorry. I'm afraid I don't. Why am I not surprised by how clueless he is anymore? This list. We found it in the office of the CEO, Mr. Bullard. Hey! This is a list of all the things Mask to Mask stole. And that's the value of each item listed next to them. $100,000, $150,000. Are you sure that's the value of the stolen items? The numbers seem a little low to me. Even on the black market, the prices should be at least 3 times higher than that. I guess he knows about that stuff because he used to be a security guard. That's the emergency buzzer from the CEO's office. Don't press it, it makes a terrible racket. Hehe, sorry, I just love making lots of noise. Does this buzzer have something to do with this case? Well, at this point, I don't really know yet. After all, there were no points on it, or anything else for that matter. Hey, this is an article about my debut heist. Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. The mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right, I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my mask to mask costume by a nearby plastic bucket, and I quickly changed it to my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, eh? Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone. The guard in this photo. Is this you, Mr. Delight? Heh, that's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even Pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. Okay, guard photo is okay. But as you might expect, Detective Atme found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. Detective Atme found the mask-to-mask disguise. That's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Atme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yes. So wait, did he... Oh my god. So was he actually a thief at one point? I thought we like... Okay. I've received the first of the... Okay, so I guess he actually was at one point a thief? I don't know. The blackmail letters? You got them starting when? Tell me. Tell me more, now. Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. What is this music? Whoa. Whoa. This is a whole new thing. This blackmail letter. Is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So when someone found out about your true identity, just like that? Ah, it's not easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up. It went on to say, so in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What do you mean you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? Oh. What are these plans you're talking about? They are instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasures. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. Okay, so Mr. Kane Bullard was essentially... he was using weird methods. He was essentially helping people to steal stuff, and then he would sell it and keep the money. So you mean that the one who planned the heists wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. It sounds like Mr. Delight is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. So Ron Delight was masked to mask after all? But someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned them all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I sold to the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Did you try not to look so gleeful about it? So you went after the secret urn because of one of those plans too? Well, see, truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you've just told me the truth? Yes, but please don't tell Desi, okay? Okay. Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes? But please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course. I can never. I'm not lying. All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Miss Sigmaya! Hey, Pearly! I'm back! Hey, Pearls. So what have you been up to this whole time? Again, I'm gonna guess Pearls that has some, like, urn stuff. The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Crane Village to have it examined. And, what did you find out? Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Whew! That's a relief. I was really worried. Basically, he is masked to mask, just not the one in this case. Yeah. I think it seems like he was he was like, he is masked to mask, but he was like being commanded by someone else. Okay. At least according to his words. Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's something along the lines of he didn't know it, but Luke at me was just another alibi to, like, play into it. But there's one small problem. These cute little pink splotches, they said that it's paint and that they were put on the urn recently. Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we've got to find out how they got there. Okay, we'll go find out how they got there. Please don't forget about me. How about you? That's kind of strange. What is it? Up until now, Masked Mask has gone after famous works of art or treasures. Why did he suddenly decide to steal this plain-looking urn that nobody would want? Make it sound like he had nothing to do with the theft. Well, it wasn't me that chose to steal this urn. Oh. Okay. Do you have any thoughts on Look At Me? He's an ace detective, alright. He's been hot on my trail ever since the first heist. Yes, but he made a pretty stunning confession in court today. It was me all along, I am Masked the Mask. I don't know what to say. I guess he's just delusional. That's exactly what your wife said about you. Okay. Mr. Bullard, my old boss. It's so sad. Do you have any idea what might have happened? Was there anyone that might have wanted him dead? Oh yeah, sure. Mr. Bullard was the type of guy who made lots of enemies. He did lots of threatening things to people. Wait. Do you mean he scared people or that he threatened them with blackmail? Well, I guess they're kind of the same, right? Okay. Isn't he great? I wish I could be half as cool as him. Besides, he's the only one that really believed me when I said I was a thief. Hey, hang on a second. This is the guy that had you arrested for murder. Well, I still don't think that makes him a bad person. What in the world do you see in that coffee-crazed prosecutor? I mean, listen, I don't think that makes him a bad person either. Okay, well, Now that we have the urn, I think it's time to... Ron delights in... Dude, Rillin, if I could afford a suit, I am totally doing a Godot cosplay. I believe in myself. I could do it. I believe. Give me the wig, the visor, the suit. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm sure it could work. I believe. It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. Oh, Pearl. How nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see. Maybe if we take another good look at this urn, we can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here. Nick, let's look around one more time. Look around one more time. Well, let's start with the box. This box. There's something about it that's bothering me. It's the box the secret urn was in. It looks like there's some pink paint on it, too. And definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn. I think I know how the paint got on it now. Alright, let's investigate again, Nick. Okay, urn box. It looks like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly, and it's shockingly pink. Mr. Nick, could it be that this odd shape is... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. Ah, that's the box the secret urn was in. If you look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well. Wow, you're right. Look, it matches. Okay. What is it, Mr. Nick? This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. Okay. I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn. Okay, I think now we present, because no one told me to go looking for more. Alright, miss. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is a genuine article. Pearls went back to Kurain Village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how. What she discovered was that the urn had been broken again. Did you say again? Yes, it was broken once a year ago, and now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too. Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently? Yes, and that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? Because of the fact that we know what it looks like before. This poster, it was made recently, right? Poster? Ah, the poster for the exhibit. At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said, I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says Ami. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. Ah! I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there for when this photo for this poster was taken. That was a mistake. Now, tell the truth. Ah, wait. Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Huh? Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened. Looks like she's not going to give up that last psyche lock so easily. I'm gonna say no. Not broken. Oh, right, that was a lie. It looks like Adrian feels really bad. Okay. You have the evidence? Okay. Well, this evidence said it was broken here. Okay. I think this is the evidence. Alright, miss. They're all broken or covered with paint. No. Okay. Oh! The paint. Proof that it was here. Duh, okay. Right. That's the proof, because the paint is here. What is this supposed to mean? This urn has these pretty little pink paint splotches on it. And there's some on the box the urn was stored in, too. No matter how you look at it, the paint seems to be exactly the same, wouldn't you say? So, what does that prove? That the urn was dropped along with the box. That's when they both got paint on them. Are you with me so far? Yes, the rest of the story is obvious. This box was dropped right here in Lordly Taylor's basement warehouse. If I can prove that, it means that the urn was broken here too. So can you prove that? Can you prove the box was dropped here in the basement warehouse? Yeah? Ah! I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, more or less. There's pink paint splattered on the floor and walls of this basement warehouse, but there's an odd shape imprinted to a part of the paint stain, am I right? Yes. If you put this box into the impression in the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means that this box was dropped right over there. And that is when the urn was broken. Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright, because he's always right. Yay, I'm healed. Alright. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago, just after the poster photo was taken, on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box. Yow! When I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance. Ah. The box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. Poof. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream. Now, what does this have to do with anything? I could totally see how that could have happened. Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Kurain Village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when got changed to Ami? I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Ami. And any sane person? Really? Aw, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one had seen it since then. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used a golden statue to cover it. The Ami face statue. Aha! Okay. The first time that we came down here, it was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen. But Mr. Nick, there was no paint marks on the wall or floors of the warehouse when we got here. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. And I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense. But there's still one thing I find strange. What is it, Pearl? The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible. She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews? Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover up the paint, so why would I move it again? Well then, who was it? Who would have done it and why? On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved. But why? Ami Faye golden statue updated in the court record. Okay. It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case. Why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night, the real thief, Ron Delight, was at KB Security. So then why did another the mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact. One undeniable fact? The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. To be continued. We save and we keep going. We're not stopping now. Is it time for the trial? Yes! Time for sweet, sweet, sweet Godot. October 14th, 9:41 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Hey, Nick. What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you know about this, Nick? They're having Detective Atme's trial today. Adam X. Godot? Oh boy. Detective Atme? They said they're going to try him as Mask to Mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Mask to Mask's trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Please, don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight. Good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial was a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. October 14th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 6. It's because of the trial that's happening at the same time. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the week. Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statements, Mr. Godot. Ugh, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand, yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Ha! Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right? Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of this case. Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated at 1 a.m. of the previous day. And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant. Very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial, but the first one is always the best. Mr. Godot, your witness? Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself. The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Ha! You've got guts, trite. Alright then, Mr. Ron Delight. Please take the stand. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? No, that's not true. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Ha! Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. My visit to KB Security. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I had been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place. The weak gets washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. Ha! It's bitter today, too, just like my destiny. You'd never know that from the way he's chugging it down. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard at his office at KB Security. Hold it. 1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit. 1 a.m. That's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct? It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there too. It ordered you there? It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this or take that. Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say any more. Now, what should I do? So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring $50,000. Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway. Oh, is that right? After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir. Ha. A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. A muddy mud skipper in outer space? The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me any trouble or anything. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? The blackmail letter said, if you don't want your identity revealed, correct? I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask to mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me. He didn't? Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Miss Delight didn't believe he was mask to mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. You used to be security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right. A security chief? You? And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject? Why were you fired? Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back. Defendant, please answer the question. I needed money. You needed money? Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I sold data from the company. Come again? KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies, and since I was a security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out, and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I had never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it secret, and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. He sure told you. So you admit that you sold data from your company. Is that correct? Yes, I'm sorry. This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony. Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. He fired me for selling company secrets, but Desi doesn't know about that. Why would he do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby, what else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste. So Miss Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets from each other like that. I can't believe it. This case has gotten even Maya to think seriously about couples. Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright. There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. Okay, there was another path here. I think one of them had like a dialogue prompt there that I need to grab. Because one was like, why were you fired, and life after being fired. What? Why are you objecting? I'm afraid that reason isn't going... by the way, they were talking about the blackmail. What do you mean? The victim had no proof the defendant was Mask the Mask. But you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier. Oh, whoa. Godot is fucking... What? But that was all over once I was fired. But it is true that the fact I stole secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there's no reason for me to pay up now a whole year later. Is that really true? What is it, Nick? The fact that Ron was stealing company data. I wonder if you would have had a problem if that ever became public knowledge? Yes. Mr. Delight, I believe you would have been... Mr. Delight, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to do by bullying your own client? Ha! Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow. That's exactly right. Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. Little lawyer amigo? Yes, now come on, provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data stealing secret from going public? Oh, his data stealing secret, Mr. Delight? His data stealing secret. This is troubling. Why would my client want to keep the data stealing secrets from going public? Well... Well... Data secret. I'm thinking of the... Okay. Let me explain my thought process. I'm thinking of the blackmail letter because of the fact that... Well... The red diamond you received the other day instead. But how does that... I know that the company... I'm not quite sure. Maybe I wasn't supposed to say anything here. Okay. Well, the closest thing I have was the blackmail. Ha! Well, Mr. Defendant? You heard the defendant. Just when I thought it wasn't possible, a whole new level of irritation arises before me. It looks like the defense was just playing with himself. Okay. To be honest, I didn't even expect this to turn into a whole thing. So this all happened because of this. So, hold on. What happened here? Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway? The blackmail letter said if you don't reveal your don't want your identity revealed to the whole Mask the Mask thing. I'm afraid that reason isn't going to hold up anymore. What do you mean? The victim had no proof the defendant was Mask the Mask. But you were the one who stole company secrets. Okay. So, he's saying they had no evidence that he was masked the mask, so he couldn't... Oh, wait, don't I have... Where's... He was issued orders. Yeah, I would use Ron's testimony, I think. Let me save just to be sure, but I believe Ron's testimony would help me here. Okay. Ha. Oh boy. Never mind. Okay. I have nothing. Nah, I guess not. Okay. Okay. Well, for a hobby, wasting money. Okay. So it's all writing on that. I have no other choice.
Objection.
This is it. I need to figure out what is the evidence that would be a big deal for him. Okay. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data stealing secret from going... Oh. His wife. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. Gulp? A certain person? Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. Wow, but listen to me, my Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Gadol. Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight sold company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh, No, everything is falling neatly into place for him. Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry. Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes, and I've actually been whipped in court before. Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He sold data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I wouldn't have been killed. Hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there dead. I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that mask to mask struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. Ha! No one's going to believe a pathetic line like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked! We'll find out if what you say is true or not during cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. At the CEO's office. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Who was this suspicious shadow? If there were a thousand of me, okay. His dodging of all of our questions is not helping us win this case. Okay, then how was the victim, Mr. Bullard, at that time? What do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Forget it. Okay, he doesn't know. Your forehead. Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was it was a fast and powerful hit. So I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. That? Could you please clarify what you are referring to? Why, my Mask the Mask costume, of course. Wait just a moment. Mask the Mask? Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask the Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KP Security. What? Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? Ha! My 6th cup of coffee is staring at me, cold me. Oh my god. I can't speak. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony. Okay. Why were you dressed up as Mask the Mask? Why, because I'm Mask the Mask, of course. What are you talking about? Mask the Mask's trial was being held next door. Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask the Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe. Oh boy. Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expect. Took a lot longer? What is he talking about? What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body. What was that? Back up a second. Yes? You were the one that hid the body in the safe? Well, yeah. Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking? Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine? What? The answer is simple. When they take them off. As usual, I have no idea what you're saying. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer? Ha! So you're not as stupid as you look. His metaphor this time was really obscure. Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes. Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony. Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge. I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer. That's not exactly what I meant. When I saw the corpse, I kinda lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. Ha, I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body. That certainly makes more sense. Hold on. 10 minutes? What is it, Nick? I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh! Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were? That's it. I'll take a look at the court record and present some evidence. There's not much in his testimony. Okay. Okay. Got it. It took about 10 minutes? Oh! The button was pressed. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record? And what might this be? The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m. What? If Mr. Ron Delight truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way.
Objection!
Ha! Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were any security personnel in the building. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them.
Objection!
But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Objection!
Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer was going off. This buzzer is extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is. Conscious? What do you mean by that? Holy fuck, they were going back and forth. Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes. Unconscious? So he fainted? That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what you're trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is...
Objection!
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was... the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright? I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded? Yes, I can prove it, alright. His fingerprints weren't on it. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. But this piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. There are no security prints on it. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for. The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it? Absolutely not. Oh, absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought of what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue. Now I'm the one who's clueless. This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind. Ron Delight obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button. I know he did. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Master Mask. And Master Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints? Order, order, order! It would seem. I've been forced to eat crow. I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is. However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Well, here's my theory. The guy knocked out... What's it called? He knocked out our client, Mr. Delight, then killed the victim, and then pressed the button, ran, so the guard would come in and see only those two in the room and would assume that, you know, Mr. Delight was a killer. Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? Come on, Phoenix. What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden? Ha! It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed, security was supposed to respond. Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say. Very well then. Oh ho, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent. Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer? They called a security guard. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted. Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose? Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. Ha! What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in? No. I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer. Hypothetically, yes. Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. Order! 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 It would seem. I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're going to drag that person in here right now. But, who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard. Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. I think I know. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard? It was Larry. No, I mean, it's Luke at me. Yeah, he knew. Detective Luke at me. He's the one and only who could have done it. Ace Detective. Look at me. You mean Master Mask did it? Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard. Order, order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself. Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime? They're not even close. Murder is a more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Look At Me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as, well, masked the mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along, to be found guilty. Mask to Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask to Mask was Look At Me's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. A guilty verdict. As an alibi? Wow. This trial has been really good. You know, it's almost time. For what? For Look At Me's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder. Mr. Look At Me's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide an adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight will be left with no grounds for appeal. Am I really sure about this? Ha. A bet's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. So, please. I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice, it sounds like Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Ha, so that's your answer, huh? Very well, I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Look At Me to the stand. Yes, Your Honor. October 14th, 11:58 a.m., District Courtroom number 5. Really? Well, Sir Detective At Me? I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective At Me. You are the one who...
Who the fuck are you? That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant. Look at me.
Hold it! Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please! Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser, eh?
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me. Accusation? You accuse Mask the Mask? That man is not Mask the Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
To be continued. Wow, this case is going places. Oh my god. This is amazing. Canadian judge revealed. October 14th, 12:14 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. My sis? I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice. So then, she's still alive, inside your heart. Nicky boy! I do love this case. Oh, Miss Delight. Is it true that detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definitive proof. But he's the only one that could have done it. But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective At Me want to kill Kane Bullard? Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom. I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. October 14th, 12:21 p.m., District Courtroom number 6. Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Look At Me, please take the stand. Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly. I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you the perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask the Mask. I'm sorry, I'm afraid even the great Luke at me has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could have known what's been going on in here. You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask the Mask. Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger for— Diamond ring? You mean this diamond ring? So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask? Of course. Very well then, look at me. Let's begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time? One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge. Thanks. Alright, Mr. Atme. The night of the murder, speak! We're all ears. As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. Okay, the alibi. Let's tear this apart. I was sealing the urn as Mask to Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. The photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. At the time of which the camera captured Mask to Mask was the same time as the murder. Okay. It seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene. Everything else up until now was all part of the plot. Oh, I know now. Wait. I see this here, this little edge here. That's where the box would have been. But there's no paint on this. There has to be a secret to this picture as well. Even the great Mask the Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me. I have a verdict to receive. Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination. A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. Okay, Von Karma. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Well, let's hear it. I was sealing the urn as Mask to Mask, just as I announced I would. So this photograph is the proof, correct? Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I am called Mask the Mask. But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who it really is. What do you mean?
Objection!
Ha! Are you saying that this is not, in fact, look at me? Well, first of all, how could he fit his big-ass nose under that mask? But I guess we're not gonna bring that up. That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Mask the Mask to create an alibi? Oh-ho, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice? Who? Luke? Huh. I mean, what if your accomplice was Kane Bullard? Oh! Oh, wait. What if he actually was? Wait, no, that makes no sense. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. How would that play into it? Who is the guy in the costume? Because we know these two were in the office. I mean, it could have been a case where his accomplice was Kane Bullard and he hired a guy to pretend? Because no one else in here could have done it. I could save and just throw it out there. Though, that is a bit crazy. If Look At Me was at KB security during the murder, then the mask in this picture has to be a fake. Exactly. You had an accomplice. Now remember, you've said that, Mr. Trite, because there's no going back. If you're making a baseless claim, I'll treat you to a penalty myself. That penalty is probably boiling hot, too. So who is it, Mr. Trite? Who is the accomplice? Oh! Oh, wait, the guy giving commands. No. No. Okay, I guess it wanted me to present an actual person. Okay. Hold on. Well... The aura that this person has around them is... If you're going to judge someone by their aura, you'd be right up there as the #1 suspect, Mr. Wright. Well, I guess that's my problem. I presented an item. Hold on. I still want to... Phoenix aura farming? Oh, hell nah. Phoenix does not have that nonchalant aura. That's for sure. Alright. Okay, no. Never mind. We're making baseless accusations with no evidence. Give it up. If Look At Me was at KB security during the murder, then mask to mask in this picture has to be a fake. Then there really was an accomplice. But right now, I have no idea who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. Baseless objections are just what that guy wants. There's got to be another way, and I'm going to find it. Okay. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was an pathetically easy job. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point. That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right? Indeed, there was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was a perfect opportunity to steal my latest target. I see, you are truly, what? Okay. Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Huh? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. No, that's true. It's kind of odd. Okay. What do we do with that bit of info? That is weird. That makes it sound like he didn't intend for anything to happen. What if this was... Hold on. So... What? It still doesn't make sense. Why the urn? Okay, whatever. More questions. Every single one. Okay. Hold it here. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
Objection.
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all had days like that. We all have days like that. Indeed, it turns out there is no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing. A sad, blue melody. Gather more information for now. Could I present the photo there? Okay, the time at which the camera captured mask to mask was the same time as the murder. Huh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. The time which the camera captured mask to mask was the same time as the murder? That is holding up a lot of the argument. We're assuming that it took place at the same time of the murder. But the only one who was keeping track of it was the camera system that Atme set up. About the camera that took this photograph. Oh, come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking. Huh? You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you? Okay, guys, come on. I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered. I see. It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious. It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Okay, hold on. Can I present the photo here and point out what's weird about it? Let's see. Yeah, because the paint. It's missing the paint. Wait. No. What if I... Could I present the paint? Let's see. This is weird. I had more than enough time to prepare. I was sealing the urn just as I would. Right now, our two paths are the picture is fake in some way, or he had an accomplice. We've eliminated the fact that the picture could have been altered to have a different timestamp. So, the picture happened at the time we said it did, but... This piece of evidence here. The very thing that proved I committed the crime. The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Okay. Okay. Come on. Think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse, and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture? You bet there is! Okay. Are you implying that this picture is a fake? You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night, before the theft took place, and there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. Well, I could point to this or the box, but let's... Actually, the box! Perhaps this is the area in question. This area? Could it be any more vague? Well, the box doesn't have paint on it, guys! Today's Java has a little extra kick to it. Seems that the funny part lies in the area of the defense. Okay, hold... No. No. Okay, then I guess I need to point at the paint. You bet there is. The funny part is right here. Why, this is a blood stain. Ah, blood! Now this case is getting interesting. Not exactly. The stain is actually pink paint. Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that. From blood to peaches. The judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen. Oh, like the golden statue. Oh! Well, Mr. Wright? What is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stain? The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
Objection!
But when I went there, the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally? Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. Ha! In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it? Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime? Who would have moved it on the night of the crime, huh? It only points to you. And he seemed upset about it, so let's push him on that. The one who moved the statue is none other than... Look at me. Calm now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions. It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement. Oh. Chat, am I stupid? That is indeed very simple, however. Why would I want to move a heavy golden statue? The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle... Okay, no. I was right. I was scared. I was scared? Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue? Man, they made me feel really stupid there. The reason that can be found here in this photograph. You pretended to be Mask to Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at the drugstore. This is why you had to move the statue. A single fatal flaw? Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does this lie exist? Well, the lie lies in the box. No? The box is covered in paint, but for some reason it's not. That lie is Mask to Mask. Are you saying that Mask to Mask is a fake? Ha! You know, I really wish you would start acting more responsibly. Huh? The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? So what possible connection could there be with Mask to Mask's identity? Oh, buggers! Your face has "oh, buggers" written all over it. That's a penalty for you. I'm not pointing at... Guys, I'm not pointing at Mask to Mask. I'm pointing at the box. Oh boy. Oh god, my last save! Just where in this picture does this lie exist? I thought it was just this, but... Right, we never even pointed out the actual thing here. The lie in this photo is somewhere around... Oh my god. Okay, so when I pointed at the box, it just pointed me to Mask himself. Why? Why? I mean, should I point at the paint? Just paint generally? Does it not like me clicking here? The lie in this photo is somewhere around here? You have to do the paint itself? What? No, they're calling me a liar! No, I did do the paint itself! What do you want from me? What if maybe I'm... Okay, I'm gonna click this area here, and if it's not this, then I'm gonna assume that we're on the completely wrong track. Because, like... Okay, guys. What am I missing? Just where in this picture does this lie exist? What, is it the fact he doesn't have his little brooch here or whatever? I thought we went over this. This box should have paint on it. Or maybe the problem... When I clicked on the box before, it just points to Mask to Mask. The lie Is that... Would it be his hand? Are you saying this is ass? Oh. Actually, did they say that the statue has golden flakes? Since Ace Detective does have the ring on? Oh, the ring. I mean, that could be it. The lie is mask to mask? Are you saying that this mask to mask is a fake? The current question is, why was the golden statue moved? So what possible connection could there be with Mask to Mask's identity? Oh, buggers. Yeah, like, the question right now is about the statue. Not the actual man himself. Is it the wall? It might be the wall. Somewhere around here. Okay, chat, can you get... Or Brillin, I guess. I think you're on the wrong track. I mean, I point at mask to mask and they say wrong. Is it the time? Oh, is it the time? The timestamp? What do you mean? I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time. But what does this have to do with the statue being moved? You need to prove how Look At Me could have killed him at the same time? Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was this statue placed besides the warehouse door? What the fuck do you mean okay, you know what? No, I'm gonna say, that's stupid. That is stupid. They literally said earlier that the timestamp couldn't be faked. Like, why would they say that? Literally every single time they say that they could not have faked the timestamp, unless it's something else. Well, the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, this... Oh. The timestamp... It's not the timestamp, it's the day the picture was taken. But that's so weird, because why wasn't there... Well, actually, is that why there was... No. Because there still should have been paint on the box. Because you could see on the ground, unless it was just the art being weird, with the paint having that weird little corner bevel. Ugh, whatever. So on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. Yeah, like, okay, so are we supposed to just guess that it was just looking like that, just coincidentally? Because, come on, this is like, literally, I thought that this box goes there. That's weird that there's no paint on that. That's stupid. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down in place where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo, in his photo. Wah! Okay. Order. Mr. Atme, is this true? One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? Also, the paint could have been on the statue. I mean, I don't think it was. Okay. The statue wasn't there. One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this? What's that? The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime. It's true the camera had been set up by this Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage the data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the... Fuck off! Literally fuck off. What is this bullshit? Okay. fuck the game for this. You can't set up that it's impossible to tamper with the data. I literally was like, okay, well, he ran the system, so he could have been able to manage it. And then I objected to that, and both Godot, like, if it was just the fucking guy here who said it, that he couldn't do that, then that would have been suspicious. But Godot himself said it as well, that it would have been impossible. Like, why the fuck would they establish that it's impossible and then contradict it? That's stupid. You can't try to make it clever like that when you establish the rules ahead of time. That's some bullshit. Detective Games 101. What the fuck? Okay, whatever. Fuck off. Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down. My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during the trial, which means I'm still good till the last drop. However, the defense has made a very good point. A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points. I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied, which is that it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams. That's very true. No, wait, don't fall for that, Your Honor. Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? Is there no funny business in your actions as Mask Damask? There should be no problem with you telling us your strategy, so let's hear it. Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn. Also, it's not Adam Trigger Guy. That's like not even a plot hole. It's just like you can't. How the fuck do you expect me to make a conclusion if you tell me it's already impossible ahead of time? You can't. The whole way games like this work is you can't just. If every time the game tells me something is impossible and I kept on bashing my head against the wall to say no, it actually is. What? Whatever. I first received a request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box in Savari. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, I then handled security by myself. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're lying. It wasn't ever valuable. Yeah, but we'll find the truth hidden in the nuggets. Witness, you sure there are no mistakes this time? Savari. Okay, very well. Let's just get straight to it. It might be the kind of thing where it wants me to cross-examine everything, but let's go straight to the main point. It's not valuable. You mean this calling card? That's right. That is, without a doubt, my calling card. I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all. Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him. This is still going? True that, Brad. Do we not have anything that, like, is talking about the value here? It would be nice if I could present this right now. I don't think it wants me to, though. Fine. Okay. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews. Has anyone been discovered murdered yet? Well, yeah, the guy who got murdered was Kane Bullard, and right now we're trying to figure out the man who killed him. Well, right now we have our prime suspect here, and we're just trying to pin everything on him. Indeed. It seems that they had heard my Zavarkling reputation. You better watch out too, Maya. You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me. Interesting new tidbit. I guess Old Bag didn't like museum job. Well, Old Bag, they said that Old Bag worked at the, KB security, but she's on vacation right now. Huh. So you're sure you've never seen the urn before? Indeed. You may ask Lady Andrews to confirm yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers. Old Bag 100% spends her vacation sitting on her front, if she has a house. On her vacation, she sits on her front lawn and screams at any passerbyers who are walking on her sidewalk just to harass them. Either that, or she's like hounding celebrities. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure. Then no one entered the basement warehouse? Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. Yeah, and this is a photo that proves that, huh? I didn't think it would matter terribly much. If this photo is a fake... Okay. Okay. He never okay, so we need something to that he took this photo, well, yep. Yeah. We need to prove that he's lying about the fact that he never saw the urn before. Okay. How would you prove that he has seen the urn? I mean, we got all the urn evidence, so I think this is our chance to go through it. Have you seen the box? Hold on. I could just, like, quickly attempt to present all the urn evidence just right now. Yeah, that's nothing. Nope. And... urn itself. Okay. It's not an urn thing here. If that's the case... 20 days ago. It was placed in the warehouse. You mean this box? Yes, that pathetic box. Huh. So you wouldn't let anyone in there? Anyone. Except you. You were allowed in there. Has pink paint stains on it. Hold on. You're asked to guard it by her. Okay. Place in a box. This box, that pathetic box. Okay, no, that's it. Not even you, huh? Wait. Oh. days beforehand. Well... There we go. That's what I thought. If Mr. Atme, if you really are a mask to mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Master Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the secret urn. Yes, that's true, but so what? Truth be told, there's no way that Master Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains. Paint stains. And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. Ugh, you can't be serious. And yet, this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern, which means Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Okay, so he faked the photo to give himself an alibi. Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself? Alright, that did it. He's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? Ha! It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days. Conviction, you say? Yesterday, we all decided unanimously. Oh my god. Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Master Mask. Man, my poor vocal cord. And now, we're calling him a murderer? You don't think we're being a tad fickle? That's a good point. No, wait, don't fall for that too, Your Honor. You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Kane Bullard? Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive. Might you, my merry murderous motive manifest? Nick, he's getting his second wind. If you prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder. The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective? Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were. I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer. They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance. Motive for murder. I, Luke Atme, had no point of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he has masked the mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy. So the victim Kane Bullard blackmailed the defendant? This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. Handwritten test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. What? Blackmail letter updated. Okay. Written by Bullard. We assumed as much already. Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination. I, Look At Me, had no point of contact with the victim whatsoever. And who in the world is going to prove that? I will. After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atme and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report. Perhaps they were connected through their work? They were both involved in security. Nope. That was blunt. In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. Hold on. Oh, with the victim. I was gonna say, we do have the news article here that shows the man mewing here and her, you know, Delight in the back. Mistook? That's right, mistook, from the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take an error. That wasn't what I meant. Just who did the victim mistake Mask to be? Why, the answer is obvious. Ron Delight, of course. Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Mask to Mask? Don't you already know that? Savati, take a look at this newspaper. Oh, that's the famous Terror of Emina, a magnificent jewel. That photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly guard, namely the defendant. The defendant? The victim clearly misread the article in Savati. He got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Mask to Mask. Well, actually no, he's right about that. That was an unusually reasonable deduction.
Zolderonians says smegmarted entata.
I'm going to smite you into another dimension. How dare you. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. Oh wait. Okay, no, I need that. You mean this blackmail letter right here? It says bring $50,000. And the handwritten is, without a doubt, the victim's? There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it. But I don't see an address on this letter anywhere. Addressee anywhere. An addressee. This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. And Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place in time. The fact that there is no addressee is irrelevant. I wonder. I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? Whoa. Do you have any evidence of that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter. Well, anyone? Are you quite satisfied? No. Okay. I have a feeling. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show us the contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail. What do you mean? What? The contradiction is that it's not addressed to anyone. What do you mean? Ha! A little 2-1 punch like that wouldn't even phase. What? Okay. I think you mean 1-2 punch. What? Mr. Wright, try thinking things through a little more before finding out. What? His wallet, he didn't have it? Oh, his wallet? Hold on. Hold on, his wallet? His wallet? Wait, who did that wallet belong to? found in the KB security. His wallet, he didn't have it. What does that mean? I don't know where a walking contradiction. At times like these, men are made to express themselves. Okay. Shows the contradiction evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. The letter says it was found in Rondelight's room, written by Bullard. If you don't want your true identity to be revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 a.m. I mean, I could present the wallet just cuz, but I'm trying to think what the wallet has to do with... Because the wallet belongs to the guy we're defending. Why not? Okay, never mind. Okay. Let's think this over then. We're trying to prove what information in the actual... That red diamond you received the other day instead. And what we're doing by presenting this... Actually, let's see what he says. You mean this blackmail letter right here? Bring $50,000. And the handwriting is without doubt the victim's. We have an official report to prove it. But I don't see an addressee anywhere. Tried to cook, but
says tried to cook but ended up burning the house.
Burning the house? Dude, you burned the neighborhood with that one. You were so confident, too. This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place at time. Okay. Not quite right about the letter. I guess that's it. Like... Okay, let's see what the other words say before I end up pushing that too hard. What do you mean by that? Oh my, I was certain you were already aware. Savati! KB Security has a lot of security info in all sorts of companies. Since I was security team chief, I stole data from the company. Kane Bullard had yet to forgive young Mr. Delight, which is why he sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing he was the thief. Here is a file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office. Evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail. However, isn't this a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard the money, even though he wasn't actually masked to mask? On that point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance. Mr. Bullard, mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is masked to mask. Do you really think that story is going to hold up? That assertion is not merely my own, I'm afraid. What do you mean? I have here a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight. Ronnie thinks he's masked to mask. Don't you feel sorry for him? Please don't think too badly of him. Ha. Well, Mr. Wright. Ugh. Was he trying to act like Mrs. Delight just now? I thought he was actually pretty convincing. That's why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill true. Okay. Now that's just your imagination talking. Come now, Sir Lawyer. I'm afraid imagination isn't the right word for it. This is a deduction, the result of carefully applied reasoning. Can we hear that careful reasoning for ourselves? It's a long story and better saved for another time. Very well, another time. Those so-called long stories aren't usually all that long. At least not in my experience. Okay. Yeah. In that case, you'll have to talk about the blackmail. That's true. Press him for more testimony? Who in the world is going to prove that? I will. After doing a thorough check, unable to find any links between them. Nope. That was blunt. The only one with a motive was Mr. Blight. Okay. Okay. Bring 50,000. Okay. I think I have no other option now. Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme? Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright. When you said that this letter was addressed to Raw and Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction. Contradiction? I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior? Indeed, time to man up, Mr. Wright. We know it's not these two. Red diamond you received the other day instead. What is a contradiction? If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, come to KB Security at 1 AM on October 12th and bring $50,000. Red diamond. You don't suppose I could present? Come to the office instead. It's not addressed to anyone. Not addressed to anyone. Red diamond. What if the contradiction is that the diamond... The contradiction is the diamond, because there isn't anything on the record that talks about a diamond. Okay. No. No! Hold on, I'm gonna save before, like, right before I present. Just so I can, like, have a better retry point. Yeah, and I'll do it up here, just in case this is like a dead end. Contradicting evidence in the content of the blackmail letter. Come to KB. Okay. I am trying my hardest here to connect it. I mean, I could attempt to just present Luke at me here. No. What if it's the... card? No. I really don't want to do the thing where I go through literally every single one. But like... Oh! Mm. Okay. Something off about the letter itself. I'm like, what is off about it? If you don't want your true identity revealed to the world, your true identity... Oh! It wouldn't make sense. Okay, I think I know. The contradiction is revealed to the world because that's not any blackmail on him. The blackmail isn't revealing his identity to the world, it's him getting fired. So the contradiction would therefore be Desiree? No? Unless I have like a more specific like thing about that. Because revealed to the world. That's not a threat. That's not a previously discussed blackmail point. What the fuck? I need help! Chat, help me! I don't understand what I'm fluffing here. Ugh. I don't understand. Okay. If not, maybe there's, I think there might be an ad playing right now, so Ruin cannot help me. Ruin! Hear me! If not, then okay. Where's the red diamond? I feel like we're ignoring a big red diamond. I am so lost. I don't even know what is happening now. Okay, how about... Where is Rillin when you need him? He's failed us. Ugh, okay. Okay. You know what? That's fine. I will do this. Oh. The gem. They said a red gem. The gem is blue. Okay. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the tear of Emina, the stolen jewel. What about it? The problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red? Which means, the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the tear of Emina that the mask stole at all.
Objection.
And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite? Is that what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright? Well, is that what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. Naturally. It was you, Detective Atme. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim? You have been personally involved in every single mask-to-mask case, and in the last case, you recovered what was stolen, and received a jewel. As your reward. A jewel? Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring! That is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you! Ah! Order in the court. Order, I say? It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite. Uh-oh, I don't like the way he said that. Kane Bullard blackmailing Look At Me? Are you for real? Yes, I am. Nick, come on, stand up to him. Then answer me, this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world, yes, it certainly does. Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge, an identity he wanted to keep a secret. So just what was that identity? Atme killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret? This is what it all comes down to, Nick. We know for a fact. A blackmailer. Look At Me was a blackmailer.
Objection.
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke At Me. Are you saying that At Me was blackmailing someone else on top of that? You have to admit, that does sound a little odd. It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke At Me. But Ron Delight was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emina heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. In which case, that would mean that Ron Delight was actually mask to mask. That is what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. Delight seal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke At Me. Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What is? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong? How did you know? You say that I, Luke At Me, was blackmailing Braun Delight? In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask. Well, yes. Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime. Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. They're in the first crime. How did Luke at me know that Ron Damask was Mask Damask? I think I see it. See what? When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Get into a lot of mischief trying to be the center of attention. What do you mean? This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron Delight in his guard uniform. It seems that Mask the Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket. That sounds far too stupid to be true. Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Mask the Mask was really Ron Delight. What the? Wasn't he supposed to be Mask the Mask? Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer. What a fraud, trying to pass himself off as an ace detective. Why, you? How dare you expose me like that? Why, I mean, I never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Mask the Mask. Why can't you understand that? I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You are a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity. Why you? How dare you even dare imply that I could ever fall to such loony depths? Why not try to do something yourself with the big mouth of yours, you real fool? I say none of you can compare to my genius. You really just all a scoons, discriminate, commemorate. There is nothing great. Ace detective not handled, blackmail, murder threat. I'll get away with it all. It's enough to make one laugh. It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer. That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme. Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
Objection!
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim. What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling. Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. You don't get much more in your face than that. It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What do you... It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer, and that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right, that's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bolt, but... There's still one thing you have yet to prove. What's that? Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No way! Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the final round. I've got to prove that Atme was at Mr. Bullard's office that night. But can you really prove that? That's long enough. Mr. Trite, I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security in the defense. Can prove it. With evidence. Are you sure? Ha! Don't you worry. I'll watch over you as you break down and fall to pieces. Very well then, let's see this proof. Proof that Luke Atme was at KB Security that night. Where's the KB Security stuff? Oh. I mean, we have the buzzer here. Yeah, this is like what we have. This is the proof. It's true, that is very important. However, I'm not so foolish to think that that will pass for evidence here. Mr. Trite. It's time you learned the true flavor of life. Ah! The flavor of my special good oatmeal and number 49! My face! Coffee! Well, Mr. Wright? It's bitter. Very bitter. I did it. Coffee to the face. I can't believe it. I thought I was doing so good. Look at what he's done to me. Okay, back to it. Come on, Nick, don't give up now. You know, I can't, I can't prove it. I can't. I don't have anything. I don't have it. Just as I thought. But, if we hear more of Detective Atmey's testimony...
Objection.
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atmey is here after we interrupted his own trial, and you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial, and face his guilty verdict as mask to mask. No. Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as mask to mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron Delight will verify that he is the true murderer, I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness. Come on. Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness. I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence and... By then, it'll be too late. Huh? Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy. Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts. And it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else. Mr. Atmey will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as masked the mask, which means he will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned. No way. The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atmey's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer. Wah! Come on, give me something. Objection? Take that? Uh-oh. Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atmey, will go free. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atmey.
Objection!
Huh? Mia? I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result. How did you... Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way. Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia! This is the true power of the Kurian channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. Yes, that's true, but... Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, the witness made a number of remarks. When he was screaming, that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as mask to mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Light will verify that he is the true murderer. Okay. Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever. Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor? Is something the matter, Mr. Godot? Nothing. Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, Let's hear it. Huh? It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination. Mr. Godot, what are you... Very well then, Mr. Luke at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks. The defense would like to hear what you declared the defendant to be the true murderer. Why? So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. Alright. Okay. Indeed, it is true that I am not Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see about another virtually important job request. I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. It was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmailed letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Savai! Therefore, all of the evidence points to that poor boy. That was a lot of evidence. Okay. Wow. This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well. The witness's early remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything. But of course... But how do you know about the emergency buzzer? The police investigation document went directly through me. And I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer. Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer? I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. We cannot postpone Luke Atmey's trial any longer. This is your last chance. Hang on a sec. Just one chance? Ha! It seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean, so it would seem? Listen, Phoenix, pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. Okay. Without presenting evidence. All you can do is... I can only press. Only one chance, only one press. Okay. Yeah. One, two... Let's see. Was he? Oh. Okay. How do you know that? How do you know that? We literally no one in court knew about this. Wrong. Mr. Atmey, about this last remark.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. What? Mr. Atmey, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder. How can you say that? Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Atmey? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit. Is that correct? Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof. More like your deductions prove that you're a fool. I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean? For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as mask-to-mask when he went to the scene of the crime? That was, it was just a few hours ago. back when my sixth cup was to look at me with a cold stare. Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I've just never had a chance to mention it up until now. That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There's no way you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom, being tried as Mask the Mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well?
Objection.
Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Mask to Mask outfit. There is only one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out. Only one way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. For a second, my client witnessed a real killer.
Objection.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker, so there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was a Luke Atme. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. Impossible. I wonder who that silhouette could have been this whole time. What? No way! Detective Atme, you saw Mask to Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Whoa, what's happening? What? He's gonna explode! What is happening? Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. That's the same line you gave yesterday. But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time. What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight, and upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty of Mask to Mask in order to escape his true crime. And to that end, he came up with this plan, to use a double jeopardy rule when marking his alibi. At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth. Excuse me. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer. Don't ignore me! Oh, please don't. Oh, I didn't realize you were there. Why wouldn't he be? About the verdict. I know, you never committed any murder. That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am Mask the Mask! Huh? So, thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy? Now that you mention it, I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? Oh, he's gonna be innocent for that too. As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Mask the Mask is really innocent? It would seem so. For now. For now. Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Let's go. Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Mask the Mask after all. October 14th, 3:35 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. This was the second case after the tutorial one. This game has been crazy about, like, everything, real. Actually, technically, this case was 2 cases. Because we already got, like, we got 2 not guilty verdicts in the same one. Because at first it was the trial where we found this guy, guilty, and this guy not guilty for stealing. And then ended up turning into a murder trial with another investigation. So I guess you could technically say it was 2 trials in one, 2 cases in one. Even though it is, broadly speaking, this was all one case. You mean about becoming the master of the Korean channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother, Missy Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Of course. Well then, see you around. Mia. Ah, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say. Congratulations, Mr. Delight. Thank you so much! No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this has happened. Come on, just be happy already. Aya, you've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Mask to Mask, the boot. But, in exchange, I lost everything. Huh? What do you mean? Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Mask the Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her. You mean your wife, Desiree? She hates criminals more than anything. Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she? She always said how much she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure. So that's why you became Mask the Mask? Yes, but it's all over now. The broken bowl can never be put back together. That's not true, right, Nick? Right. Really? Can we go back to the way things were? You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it. I can? I kind of wish you would check with me first. What? Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. Oh. The urn. The sacred urn. Desi was the one who found this. Desiree, your wife, she always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything. Ah, there you are. Miss Delight. You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy. Thank you. I appreciate that, but, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you? Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined you were really Mask to Mask either. Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it? How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast, there's no way he could ever get away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi. Desiree. You really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy. Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. Gulp. I can feel my face going red. Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations! Talk about bad timing. Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife, in front of Mystic Maya! No, you've got it wrong. I'll never forgive you. Never, ever! You killed him. You killed Phoenix Wright, Pearl. So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. Yay! We did it!
Mini_data free says Shiz has some honkers.
Bad timing for when that TTS message came out. Whoa! A brand new episode made! Holy shit. A new episode has been added. A recipe for Turnabout. Interesting. Well, I guess I can save. I'll save this at... Okay, we have an episode 1, episode 2. I'll save this here. Episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout. Alright, everyone. I think with this, we can kind of mark it closed here. We managed to wrap up this entire trial here. I don't have any necessary closing thoughts, so I don't think I'll hold you guys up any longer here. Next week, we'll be starting on episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout. I will see you all again very soon. Keep an eye out for any streams that I do across the week. And besides from that, I hope you all have a good evening and or afternoon and or morning. And I'll see you all later. Bye!